Hello, hello. It is that time of year again, and it is New York Fashion Week. Joe and I are here giving our top favourite shows, quick rundown, and let's get on with the show.
Because we simply can't be bothered to go to New York, can we?
I haven't been to New York in too long,
Me
and
either.
I miss it.
Yeah,
I lived there in the mid-'80s. Oh my God,
Let's just think
of
all the shit things about New York, so we're not jealous of all the people there.
I know.
But talking of not shit things,
Luar.
It's just amazing.
Really, really impressive. I mean, Paul Lopez, creative director, my God, he's got so into his stride.
And do you remember the last time we were saying last season, oh, you know, this guy, he seems to be like the new thing, really emerging. And this felt so confident and I'm here, baby.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And a beautifully polished presentation of clothes that sort of, there's an element of punk, there's an element of street, and just very, very cool. I mean, a lot of inspiration from sort of customizing vintage 80s and 90s to me.
I love what he had to say. I don't know if it was pre or post show, but his Dominican roots are sort of like fused with the punk sensibility. And he sort of said, you know, when I was a young kid and didn't really know who I was and I needed to dress a certain way to be street and to hang out with all my friends, and then I'd have to still go and see my parents. And it was like that dichotomy of those two worlds. And that's been sort of fused here. I think there's traditional elements of tailoring rather. And then there's all these amazing punky details like those, you know, I love these trousers in look 5. I don't know. Is it trousers? It is. And they've got, I don't know if it's a seam or bare skin, but it's just, I love it. It's so cool.
Very cool. It looks like a heavy stitch.
Yeah.
On sort of lycra, black shiny lycra, almost leggings. I think that's all about to have a moment again.
And the androgyny of it, I really love as well.
Yeah.
There's like, you know, there are men and women in the show, but all the looks are completely wearable by everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel that the men would look equally good in what the women are in, and vice versa. And that just feels very right and very now.
What's your favorite?
Ooh, what's my favorite? God, I thought some of the leather pieces, for me, leather is always something that I reach for again and again. Some of these bags, these oversized bags are exquisite. In fact, that look 12, I mean, quite an angry looking model there, I have to say, but I think we just caught a moment. But I think that's a very, very...
They probably said, look fierce, or something backstage, and so he went for it.
You know, we always had to brief our models on the mood. And so, yes, I think it is...
And I bet sometimes you just wanted to slap the ones who didn't listen to a word you said about the mood, didn't you?
No, it was my father who would come backstage after the show and say, darling, that was lovely, but why didn't the model smile?
Oh, yeah. There's always a bit of that. My favorite was this really dynamic take on leopard print, animal print. It was just really cool boots.
The boots were fantastic.
Look at those in look 18. I fierce as.
Absolutely love those. I just hope they're not £2,000 when they come in.
They will be. They'll be £4,000, mate.
Oh,
they will.
God. And I also loved the way he was slashing and zipping the garments.
That look 23 little slash across the chest is pretty cool.
It really is. And then on look 21 with the amazing boots, you've got these short shorts, but then with the zips, giving that flash of flesh. Very, very clever.
It was an interesting collection that in everything I've seen, it was the most kind of, I don't know, bold, I think. There's a lot of going back to Americana tradition, I felt, in a lot of the other shows.
Yes, I did too. This, to me, felt more of a Parisian show than it did an American show. But I think we sort of started to see that happen last season in New York. And it's a breath of fresh air. Love look 28. I mean, look at that.
Incredible.
Tailoring is absolutely immaculate.
I want that.
And then you've got either a scarf underneath the collar.
I think that's part of the jacket.
Or it's part of the collar. It's super, super chic. super chic.
But actually, I mean, now you say that, it might be part of the jacket, but that's an easy thing. That's a great little style hack to rip off, isn't it?
Style hack.
Yeah, just stick it under your collar.
See, some of these knits were extraordinary too. Look 31. Look at the knitting in that is absolutely beautiful. Look, all of the fashioning.
Jonathan Van Ness from Queer Eye is buying that 100%. I can see them in that.
And I love Look 32. Look at that fabric, that taffeta. How cool is that? Lovely bomber.
That's probably my least favorite, if I'm honest. Imagine, I always think, especially with guys' clothes, I have a moment where I think, imagine that coming at you on a first date. Imagine all that taffeta going, whoosh, 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 whoosh. Hi, Amanda. Nice to meet you. See, you look beautiful as you do on your Tinder profile.
What makes you think he's going to be heading towards a woman on his first date?
Yeah. Touche.
Yeah. Now, some of these proportions got a bit bonkers, but it's exaggerating a point. Sort of Look 42, I feel like a tiny bit, the head just sort of disappears.
Do you know what Look 41 looks like? Do you remember the shark dance, backing dancer that went viral with Katy Perry?
Yes.
Don't you think?
I do.
Yeah. I thought this show was wonderful.
It really was spectacular. Joe's favourite look, by the way, is Look 49.
No, I pulled that out for you. I just thought it's got Amanda Wakeley's name on it. Although that's quite a lot of letters to put on that outfit, isn't it, Amanda Wakeley? But you could rock it.
I have to tell you, Look 53, that jacket is exquisite. Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely incredible. I love that print. What do you think it is? Do you think that's pony?
I would think it's probably pony or calf.
Yeah.
It would be a leather with its hair still on it.
Yeah.
But that's the sort of piece, it's a proper investment piece, and that's going to be around for many decades if that's well looked after.
I hope Zara rips it off, because I won't be able to afford that.
No, I don't think many people will, but it is truly
Is it really terrible how often I think, I hope Zara rips that off?
Yeah, it is. It really is. Stop it.
Michael Kors. Oh, I thought this was I loved all the sort of Roman holiday vibes.
Well, he was said to have been inspired by the latest Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, how interesting. Yeah.
And you can see it.
Yeah.
And actually, apparently that the whole idea for that was that it was meant to be shot in black and white. They actually shot it in color, but then converted it to black and white. And so you get that whole black and white vibe.
And he wasn't the only one to have a heavy black and white vibe.
Very, very, very. I always loved Michael Kors. What I love about Michael Kors is he really knows his woman, and he gives her what she probably doesn't know she wants, but my God, when she sees it, she really wants it.
Yes, and he never tries to, make you wear a pair of trousers with one leg or something. Do you know what I mean? He never does anything stupid with his clothes, like a lot of fashion designers do. Sorry.
Now, one thing I wasn't loving, because it didn't feel effortless, and I always think of Michael Kors as completely effortless, were these shirts that were cut in such a way that they sort of hung off the shoulders.
I'm with you, but I wouldn't mind seeing them before I decide fully, because if that's just a styling thing, yes, that's going to be annoying. But if they are cut in such a way that that's easy to wear, I wouldn't be surprised if they are.
Yeah, they are cut in such a way, but it doesn't look effortless, that to me.
Right, anyhow, it looks a little bit more, it's wearing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, typical Michael Kors, fabulous trenches.
That trench is stunning.
That in Look 9, absolutely fabulous. I was talking about these shirts, Look 7 in particular. Gorgeous white ensemble. So the white shirt slightly off the shoulder, or sort of away from the neck, I should say, more than off the shoulder. And then a beautiful lace skirt.
Let me just talk about Look 13. Just the most... And it doesn't hurt that it's Joan Smalls, but it's just
she does sell everything.
It's just the most effortlessly classic, beautiful thing, that dress. I love it.
I've always loved a belt that sort of toughens up a look, and these belts really do. Worn extra long and then looped over. It's something that, God, I've been doing since the cows come home. Emma's have done it. You know, everyone has done it. It's in Game of Thrones. It's everywhere. But it's a very, I think it's a very chic look, and also replicable if you go to a charity shop to the
Indeed.
men's belts, and then you can do the
Yeah.
same thing. Bit of crop top action.
Which is what I'm talking about in look 19, that real sort of like Audrey kind of flippy skirt, beautiful bucket hats. My husband hates bucket hats. I don't understand. I think they're one of the best things in the world.
I think the right bucket hat is super,
Yeah.
super chic. I really do. See, again, look 23, that's that shirt again.
Yeah.
It's not quite. And then, you know, you look at sort of look 24 and it's just effortless and gorgeous. And look 22, even effortless and gorgeous.
Oh, we got a bit of colour at the end.
We got a bit of colour, yeah. A little bit of blue for the sea. And then his lovely camels with the raffia, look 41, I think
it's beautiful.
Very, very chic, very Michael Kors. And look 40. Don't you love that? The chunky knit, the sheer skirt, the camel raffia shoes, the camel raffia bag. I think it's a raffia bag, yes.
We'll come to it in a minute, but I loved Ralph Lauren also did a really fantastic section that was like a gold and white palette. And I think I think obviously everyone's feeling white for spring.
Yeah,
big
white,
time.
But sort of white and gold.
Yeah.
You know, look 43. I mean, how chic.
And there was a lot of shorts.
A lot.
Get used to seeing more shorts.
Yep.
I think they're great though. I love a Bermuda. Do you not? Do you not love a sort of like a loose Bermuda that makes everyone's legs look thinner?
Actually, I love that on other people.
Right, I see.
Just not on me.
I do. I love it.
Actually, I have to say, look 50, that just beautiful, voluminous,
it's fabulous.
Chocolate brown dress. It's just completely and utterly effortless. And you know that's going to move beautifully. I'm loving these sort of very oversized bags. Look 49.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Proper.
Lots of looks.
Super chic. A lot of looks. Look, 66 looks, which is a lot for a show.
And can I just say, Michael Kors always has one of the most confident sort of like runway. I think I've probably said it before, but he's hilarious. Right down there, I'm the star of the show, which I love because a lot of designers come out and go, and then run away again.
I used to loathe it. It was
I'd
dread it all show. I would absolutely dread it all show. I just hate that whole look at me. But anyhow, good on you, Michael.
Don't look
very, very good show. Yeah. We loved it. So Carolina Herrera, designed by Wes Gordon for the last several years.
Yes.
And I think he's really got the spirit of Carolina
100%.
Herrera here.
I think look 3 is my favorite. I mean, you know, I'm all here for a short next spring, and I love this. I don't know if it's a one piece or just it's just a tuxedo interpretation of a Bermuda, and I think it's so cool.
And I always think of Carolina Herrera with just beautiful white shirts, and that is a stunner. And what I love about that is it feels neat through the body, and then you've got the volume in the sleeves. There's something completely and utterly effortless. If I
still had a ton of red carpet things to go, I would be trying to borrow that.
Would you know?
Yeah.
And what I love here is there are those elements of wow dresses just woven in, and then back to her South American roots, these beautiful embroideries in look 8.
There's a great pair of trousers that have got that as well, somewhere in there.
And I loved that look 7
I
dress.
can see you in that.
With that huge, oversized, voluminous sleeve.
You should get that.
She's going to cost me so much money.
Yeah, I know, but you'll look amazing.
Okay.
You have to wear all the things that I can't because I don't have long blonde hair and I'm not 7 foot forever.
I probably shouldn't have long blonde hair. Those pants.
I love those. They are very me.
They are actually.
But the price tag won't be. But I just think they're beautiful.
Did you ever get those embroidered jeans you were talking about getting?
I did.
I've never seen them.
Oh, really? I'll wear them next week.
Yeah.
Free people.
Your wardrobe must be enormous.
The physical wardrobe itself is not.
And where does the rest live?
Oh, let's not get into that. Poor Ross every now and again finds garment bags in places where they have no authority to be. I loved the dots. I love a dot. I love a polka dot.
Yeah, you see, I don't love a dot.
Why?
But I don't know, a bit too My Fair Lady.
You're just
but
not fun enough. That's what it is.
It is absolutely the roots of the brand, and I get it, and I love how he's mixed the scale of the dots.
That's one of my favourite things to do, and it's inspired me to seek out my dotty clothes again and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, Love Look 26, very,
Beautiful.
very simple. It's a nothing black slip dress with white lace trim.
It's incredible.
But it's beautiful.
I don't like a mullet dress. I don't like Look 27.
A mullet dress, can you talk
Well,
me
you
through
know, like,
that?
you know, the hair, the mullet hairstyle, short at the front, long at the back. That's the equivalent in
I have
clothing.
never heard of a dress being described as a mullet dress, but actually, I get it.
No, I didn't make that up, but that's been a thing for a while.
It's quite a clever description.
Yeah,
A proper bubblegum Barbie pink.
yeah, I'm not keen.
I have to say, although I'm wearing pink today in honor of my previous podcast guest.
But I think that pink is a really hard pink for most people to pull off.
It's a very, I hate to say it's a very synthetic looking pink. It's a proper
cheap
bubblegum.
Sorry, it's just cheap. But I love that houndstooth coat 33.
Yes.
Look 33. I think that is a winner.
Yeah. Mix of the pink and the red. That didn't feel as new to me.
And it just felt like a weird
Look 38.
add-on to what was a really tight, well-conceived. I just don't. It's because of that pink. I don't like that pink.
Yeah.
And I'm not against pink, but it's just too Pepto-Bismol for me.
Pepto-Bismol. That's exactly what it is. Another big show, a long show, many, many, many looks.
Arena Shake is rocking Look 59.
Yes.
That is fabulous.
I was looking for that dress. I absolutely love it. It's very simple. The black plunge halter neck, and then that voluminous, probably silk taffeta, citrus yellow skirt. And absolutely gorgeous.
If you can afford a dress like that, I'm sure that Carolina Herrera would custom it for you so that you didn't have your boobage hanging out too much. If you,
I'm sure it would fit perfectly. So where's, you know your customer.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to give that 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like forget that whole pink section and then we're good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I am going to spin on to Off-White.
You do that.
Now, sadly, our wonderful founder of Off-White, Virgil, is up in the heavens, hopefully, looking down. I think this is interesting. It's, it's the roots of Off-White, the street, the, elements of the carpenter's bag, it looked like. Somehow to me, it's not as uber cool as it was.
There's elements I really love, and then there's a lot of it I can take or leave.
Yeah.
Look 16 is the epitome of the stuff I love. I really loved all the emblemed jackets. Sorry, that's not even a word, is it? But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So embroidered jackets, I guess.
Yeah.
And I liked the cut of some of sort of like the oversized jackets. Obviously, anyone who knows me knows I'm not going to be into the uber flashing sort of like Look 18, Look 20.
Not you? Not wearing that on the red carpet tonight?
Not to the Children's Cancer Charity film, funny
Maybe
enough.
not.
I don't know. Elements I liked, but I just wasn't that excited.
I have to say what I loved was the set. The fact that you have that New York City in the backdrop.
What a gamble, though. Always a gamble. Look at the weather we're having in London today. It's all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. But I think work in progress. It's still a very cool brand.
I do think that
I loved Look 39.
Look 39 is very me.
So do I.
I need that.
Yeah.
I've never seen a pink treated camo before, and I really love it.
Yeah. And I have to say, I do love that carpenter's belt vibe. I really do. I think it's
but you have to be
chic.
uber thin for that, because otherwise you just sort of adding bulk.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hear you. Okay, so that's Off-White. Let's just go to Tommy Hilfiger for a moment.
I loved Tommy. And the thing is, it's like a lot of what Tommy does, I think, particularly my old gang at Glamour, some of the fashion team, I'm sure they would think it's uber cheesy. It's very red, white, and blue. It's very Americana. It's very matchy. But there's just, he gets me every time with this preppy vibe. And I absolutely particularly love that checked knickerbocker in look too. I'd be all over that. I love it.
Right. I think you better take the lead here then.
You don't like it?
I find it all too preppy. It's very on brand, and get
it is.
that.
And the problem with Tommy Hilfiger is that I would get excited by this show, and I would go into the store, and it would be a mishmash of touristy jumpers with American flags on them, and nothing that I've actually seen in this that I want to buy. And I wouldn't put it together the way that they do for showcasing the brand. I would use elements of it. I would absolutely love to wear that trench from look 5, but I wouldn't wear any other red, white, and blue patriotic. I don't like it when he spins into super nautical, but I just think there's something so wholesome about Tommy's worldview, and I find it really charming and cheering.
Yes, and all shown on the Staten Island ferry.
Yep.
So very clever. It's just, yes, to me,
I think it's adorable. Okay. I really do. But you have to wonder who is the customer sometimes, because some of it's very, very young, but the price points are certainly not young. So I don't.
And yet they used to be.
Yeah.
They used to be.
I mean, you know, he sort of made his name sort of being owned in a sense by the rap culture and, you know, all of those things. I mean, those sort of like American
But
music.
the rappers aren't wearing this.
Of course they're not. Of course they're not. They've moved on to Balmain and Balenciaga.
I have to say, I love the way Look 58 is being worn, because I love those oversized shirts. But you've sort of got to wear that, otherwise you're sort of wearing a long tent of
It's a great idea for a shirt dress, though.
Yeah. Love that over your jeans. Yeah. So proper red, white, and blue.
Yeah, he's not the only one that did that, but I'm here for a bit of Americana chic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to go to a show that I absolutely loved. Alaïa is just my iconic designer.
Who is doing Alaïa these days?
It is Peter Muller.
Uh-huh.
And he has done just the most cracking job, I think. I mean, Alaïa was the very, very first designer piece I bought for myself back in the very early 80s. And it was a big stretch.
What was it?
Oh, I several pieces actually, but I'm talking about pounds per wear. My God, I lived in them.
You don't have to justify it to me, Amanda.
I had some fantastic dark denim blue leggings, and as in knitted, with the prettiest little tank top with a little peplum and a belt. Oh, and then I had his iconic denim peplum biker jacket.
Oh.
And I wish to this day I'd never sold it. I would be wearing it still.
Amanda.
I know. Now, this show was really, he must have decided that he was going to be showing at the Guggenheim right at the beginning of evolving this collection, because everything is on the round, which a lot of Alaïa is. It's knitted on the round, but these pieces were literally spiraling round the bodies. The girls spiraled down the Guggenheim.
It's really clever.
It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, for me, look 6, just effortless, gorgeous, and some beautiful, beautiful skirts that just wrap around in their tiers.
But my favourite was this denim maxi in look 9.
I could have guessed.
I loved it.
I could have guessed. It's got Joe Elvin written.
I just see she says it. I don't know if that's a good. She means it as a compliment or
no. If you said to me, "Pick me out one look," I'd pick that one for you. Which one would you pick for me?
Oh, look 12 for sure, and then in a pair of hot pants and your big fluffy bed jacket.
Yeah.
No, I actually think look 13. I think you'd look amazing in that. You would.
20 years ago, but I love it. And actually, I think look 15 is absolutely exquisite. Not for me, but just the way that has been gauged and wraps around the body. the cutting in that is exquisite.
gorgeous.
I think these shearlings, the shearling in look 14, again, that's just spiraling around the body. Very, very clever. I mean, these will not be cheap pieces. But in the show notes, he talked about going back to the roots of American sportswear, and you can really see the sort of Pauline Trégère references in, say, the coat in look 21. And I love the necklaces that are suspended from the ears. It's almost like, you know, you're wearing your headsets, and it's actually
very dangerous to me.
Is it? What, you'd pull your ear out?
Yeah.
You'd pull a hole through your ear.
But I love those long hooded cardigans. They're incredible.
They're gorgeous, and I love some of this mesh.
Oh yes,
it's sort of proper, going back to the 80s sportswear. That there's sort of proper. What were they? They were, you know, the vests, the net vests.
It's a bit Le Coq Sportif. Do you remember them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. I do. And then just the volume.
Look 38. I predicted rightly that Nicole Kidman would wear a red carpet look. I'm going to predict that's got Emma Corrin written all over it. That look 38.
Oh, okay. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
And look 40. Look at the volume and the way that fabric
incredible
is controlled.
Color.
Yeah. Beautiful color. And again, those sort of 80s sportswear references. I love those. So brilliant job.
Really
Loved
incredible.
That.
Yeah.
Really, really exquisite interpretation of Azzadine's aesthetic.
We've got time for one more.
Yes, I think it's got to be Ralph, hasn't it?
Let's do Ralph. Oh, it was a joy.
It was a proper...
another sort of like on the nose, sort of, you know, textbook. If you were sort of like had your Ralph Lauren bingo card.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
A massive show. It was something like 90 looks.
It was more than that.
Was it?
Yeah.
But you know, you sort of see all the press on it, and I mean, the press have been on a wonderful junket out to Bridgehampton.
I saw
to a horse farm.
Quite a few of my friends,
yeah,
just out sunning themselves in the Hamptons.
Yeah. And sort of early September. Why not? But this is true, impeccable Ralph with a little bit of a twist, and yeah.
But it had everything. It had sort of like the sort of, you know, the waspish kind of tailoring. It had the Navajo inspiration in some of the denim and the embroidered jackets. But my favorite, I love that. See what I mean by this sort of like white gold?
Yeah.
Look 13, really fantastic.
Yeah.
But my favorite was when he suddenly took a turn back to the 80s with all his like primary colored sportswear.
Yep. Oh, and I love that. Look 17. Look at that for a proper,
it's so glam,
very glam beach cover up. I mean, that is just the ultimate. That's the ultimate caftan, isn't it? But look at that. I love this look. Look 18.
Oh.
This fabulous beaded skirt with a white tank and a sort of Navajo belt. I mean,
Yep.
That's sort of proper classic Ralph, mixing the sort of the high and the low, and just effortless. Again, God, I'm using that word a lot this time. Sorry.
But it's true.
These beautiful shades of blue too. You know, the navy. I mean, how gorgeous is that dress? Look 26.
It's stunning.
But yes, and then back to the 80s.
Oh,
look 29.
Go down. Wait till you get to the. It's crazy. It just really reminds me. Oh, that's amazing,
look
isn't it?
44.
Look 44.
Yep. The double denim suit and the scarf wrapped around the hair and the blue
and
beads.
The almost ombre detail.
Yeah. I mean, really, really sort of, he just nailed it.
That could be my next blue suit.
Well, it might be mine.
We could share.
Ooh. I'm going to have to lend you some platforms, aren't I?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
My favorite.
And then the kids come out.
I know, that was just gorgeous.
The mothers, the fathers,
like such a family
the kids.
affair. Here we go.
Here we go.
I just thought it was amazing.
You take over.
It just took me straight back to my teens. Look 87 is straight out of 1987.
It was look 86, actually.
I'm talking about this one.
Yes, but the cobalt color.
Yeah.
With the tan, the pants tucked into the boots.
But my favorite thing, and it's probably a fortune, look 90, that sports jumper, it just reminds me of being a teenager. I don't know why. It's just really made me, it made my heart sing, this whole primary coloured little section.
Yeah.
Look at look 102. He is rocking that. Oh my goodness. Ralph, good on you. I mean, it was a sort of a journey through the Ralph decades, and bravo. Hats off.
Bravo.
Yeah.
So that's our little roundup of New York Fashion Week. It's a tiny, tiny smidgen of what was on offer.
But they're our favourites.
But they are our absolute top favourites. We didn't do any of the ones that we didn't really care about because we want to be positive and kind.
Mostly.
This week.
Mostly. Next week, London, I guess.
We're off to London.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's exciting. Hometown. We'll see you then.
Thanks a lot.